Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jessie Vargas, and today we're talking boxing. We're talking Spence against Terrence Crawford. We'll also be talking about Nonito Donaire against Alexandro Santiago. But first topic is Spence against Terrence Crawford. A lot of people are asking Jesse who's going to win, who has the advantage. And I think it's a 50-50 fight. Both fighters are very versatile. Both fighters have very good power. I see Spence as the stronger fighter out of the two. But Terrence Crawford has that explosive pop, the explosive power that when he connects, it stuns you and he definitely finishes you off, right? He's a great finisher. So it's a 50-50 fight, and these are the reasons why. Terrence Crawford is very versatile. He can turn lefty, so southpaw, or orthodox, being the right-hand stance fighter. He can do both, and he switches it up however he sees fits best. He did it against Gamboa a while back, where he was fighting right-hander. It wasn't working for him. He turned into southpaw, and everything just flipped right to his advantage. And that's just the mentality that he has. He's trying to figure out his opponent, trying to figure out what's the easiest way to break him down, whether it be on the right-hand side or the southpaw side. And I think that's a huge benefit for him in this fight. He has tons of experience. He was unified world champion at 140 pounds. Now he's going at after the same title right now at 147. That's why he's been waiting for this fight for so long. I'm glad both of the fighters agreed to the fight. Finally, that way we get to identify who is the best welterweight in the division. This is going to be a fight that's going to go down, such as Hagler Hearns, or Tommy Hearns against Sugar Ray Leonard. Those epic fights that we won't ever forget. And we're going to see who's best, who's the best in the division. But I'd say that Terrence Crawford has a slight advantage just because he's a little more versatile. And switching it up to Errol Spence, he's the stronger, bigger fighter as well. So he's going to try and impose his will on Terrence while being smart, while being, just highly defensive, but for the most part using his offensive ability, because he does have to break down Terrence Crawford in order to win this fight. What else does Errol Spence have to do? He has to hit that body any opportunity he can. He is the bigger guy, so he is supposed to break him down piece by piece, little by little, and make sure that he doesn't run into anything as he's pressuring Terrence Crawford. And it's not the consistent pressure, right? He has to make sure that he switches it up. Sometimes he's going to put the pressure, sometimes he's going to move around, sometimes he's going to have to counter at times, and that's going to be his play. It should be his play, and make sure he has his hands up at all times, doesn't get caught with anything crazy coming from Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford does have those long arms, right? He has the reach on him, the reach advantage. So as long as Errol Spence moves forward, stays diligent, stays aware of what's coming his way as well, he will have a chance of winning. I mean, he has the power, right? The speed, I'd say Terrence Crawford is faster, but he definitely has very good timing. That's what Errol Spence has. And because of his great timing and great power and how durable he is, I think those are advantages that he has that can help him win this fight. Again, it's a 50-50 fight. Now, if you're asking, who should I bet money on? Well, it's a 50-50 fight. Then you would say, okay, and I guess I'm going to put my money with the underdog according to the sports book, because it's a close fight. It can go either way, and the underdog is going to pay me more, right? But the underdog right now, let me say, the underdog is Errol Spence. But if you're looking at the facts, Errol Spence was recently hurt in his last fight against Vargas, right? Yordenis Vargas, he's a Cuban fighter. He stunned him. I want to say it was somewhere around the 8th or 9th round. He hit him with a big right, and in that moment, it threw him off. It paralyzed him for a second, right? When he didn't know how to respond. And as a matter of fact, he didn't be shocked, Yordenis Vargas, and he didn't know what to do at one point. At that second, actually, that's when the referee stepped in somehow, and there was a lot of confusion there. And I think it was just the fact that Vargas wasn't ready and wasn't prepared mentally to hurt Errol Spence, right? What I mean by that is he didn't think he would be able to hurt him, and he did. Now we question ourselves, could it be that the car accident made a difference in how durable Errol Spence is? That's a good question to ask. I mean, people say there's a lot of wear and tear on a fighter, right? Because he receives punches. Well, what about a car accident, right? Where you get into a car accident at high speeds and you hit your head, your face, it causes damage. It has to have that same applicable, right? Where it could be applicable where it says, well, wear and tear, similar to a car accident. And I wonder if that actually made a difference, right? Because before, I don't think I've ever seen Errol Spence hurt before that car accident. After the car accident, now I did see him hurt against Vargas. He was able to recover. Don't get me wrong, right? But Vargas also didn't take advantage of that situation, and then the bell rang and he recovered fully coming into the next round. But if that exact scenario happens with Terence Crawford is a finisher, so he's going to finish him. You know what I mean? The minute Terence Crawford puts you in trouble and he knows he hurt you, he's gonna go on the attack. And this guy's like a lion that smells blood. You know, he's moving forward and he's going in for the kill. He did say that he wants to catch the big fish, right? He's taking the big fish out of the water. That's what he's planning on doing. It could go either way. Now, just to reiterate on some of the information coming in from Terence Crawford, right? What he could do to win this fight. He has to make sure that he fights smart every second of the fight, because he doesn't want to get caught with anything by Errol Spence. Terence Crawford has been hurt in the past as well. Ironically, another Cuban fighter stunned him, which was Gamboa. In my point of view, right? I remember watching that fight, and Gamboa did stun him. He was able to recover and maintain control throughout the fight. But I wonder if Errol Spence catches Terence Crawford in the same manner, will he be able to recover as quickly as he did against Gamboa? That's a good question to have. So there is some vulnerability there on both sides. Now let's just find out who has the most advantage. So going back to what Terence Crawford should do, fight smart, right? Make sure he's aware and active at all times, which he normally always is. He was just like that against Sean Porter. I mean, most of his fights, he has to be one of the most cautious fighters I've seen in the game. I mean, you could just see, you know, his look in his eye, how he's just, you know, he's putting things out there to make sure and find out where his opponent is, right? Is he ready to attack? Is he ready to counterattack? So he's always aware. He uses his speed. He switches up his speeds. His timing is phenomenal, right? His ring generalship is great. And those are all reasons why I see Terence Crawford having a slight advantage. Even though, yes, I don't mean to contradict myself. I do think it's a very close fight, 50-50, but at the same time, I feel that Terence has a bit more advantage when it comes to his boxing style and ring IQ. It's gonna benefit him by far. So if he's able to keep his distance, touch him up, touch him down, switch up between lefty and righty, I think being a lefty would definitely be more of an advantage for Terence Crawford, because there are very few southpaw fighters. So I assume that Errol Spence fought very few southpaw fighters for the same reason. So it would throw him off a bit, right? To where he's fighting a southpaw, and if he's able to automatically change back and forth between being a southpaw and a right-hander, that's another reason why Errol Spence could get confused. But at the end of the day, if he's able to keep that long reach, right, keep Errol Spence at bay, use that speed to his advantage, his timing, and just counterpunch Errol Spence every time he wants to step in different ways, right? Sometimes long shots, sometimes short shots. That should be his advantage and what should lead him to victory. Now, we'll have more videos in the coming days. That way we're able to talk more. But please comment below. Let me know what you think of my comments, of my opinion. And if you think I'm wrong, tell me why. And we'll talk more about it in the following videos. We're also going to be talking Nonito Donaire against Alexandre Santiago, which is this weekend. It's going to be a great fight here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Cosmopolitan. We also have this fight that Terence Crawford against Errol Spence is going to be at the T-Mobile Arena, July 29th. So make sure to tune into both. If you could be there, you know, buy your tickets. If you can't, watch them on TV. Showtime pay-per-view will televise the Crawford against Errol Spence fight. And again, T-Mobile Arena. But thank you for tuning in. Let's talk more boxing. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing another video about Nonito Donaire and Alexandre Santiago. So take care. Thank you for tuning in.